And I said, okay, probably I'm doing something right if they say this is super important. The second thing that I worked on is, okay, are they willing to take this responsibility? Because responsibility is quite big. And so I started to work on psychological safety, where you focus not on control, but focus on trust and learning. And I think all of us heard about psychological safety, but maybe not many know that this term actually came from Project Aristotle that Google did 14 years ago or something, where they look at 180 of their high-performing teams and they try to understand what are the patterns that they are making them high-performing. And they couldn't figure out for 2 years because they looked at something that they can touch, see, like level of education, diversity, online, physical presence, etc. Until they started to look at beliefs, norms, behaviors that are having these teams, and then they identified 5 factors. In one of them, the most important, without which you will not have a high-performing team, is the psychological safety, number 1 factor. And it was not easy to explain to soldiers and surgeons all of this. So we decided, okay, with the platoon leads, but before that, it's also not easy to enable psychological safety in the army. Yes, but I think for myself and for many, many other young officers that joined the army, not professional, it was easier. Why? Because we were not biased with how to do knowledge in the army. So we knew how it can be done in a good companies. And also not care about career in the army. I didn't want to be a general, yes. It's like internship round, caring but not caring. Caring about your stuff, but not caring about consequences to yourself. So, to make it simpler for them, we said, okay, whenever something happens, whenever some bad accident happens, you are not shouting, you are not blaming, we need to talk about learnings. So, let's always focus on this question. What are the learnings we can take from the situation? And I remember I came to one unit where that accident happened, and then sergeant started to have this conversation, what are the learnings we can take? So he asked, okay guys, so what are the learnings we can take from the situation? He looking at me like, yes, I'm asking this question. And then there is a silence, and then he says, I know what is the learning. This guy screw up. And then we need to discuss more, not only this question. And we actually started to change a lot of procedures when people started to open up, because I didn't want that if this happens in this unit, most likely it will happen in another. Yes. So we started to change a lot of procedures that some of them were still from Soviet Union time, which were super outdated. And I'm glad that I had a young, my leader, battalion lead, was young, a person who actually allowed me to change these unofficial procedures. But for me, it was not easy, because I got a feedback, oh, Dima, you are too soft leader, you need to shout, you need to show them that they screw up, etc. So I was in this dilemma, like learnings, but from another side, it's also criminal code of Ukraine doesn't help you if you lost one bullet, not in battlefield, but in restful place, then you can be subject for criminal jurisdiction. So it was really a dilemma for me, and I didn't know, should I be strong and mad and punish people, or focus on learnings. And then my friend, she shared after action review guide with me. And and I started to be curious, and I read about it, and actually this is like a retrospective, but in the army. And the first after action review has been done in 1971, before Scrum has been described in US Army, in 1971. And now it's a standard in NATO. So all units, all military units have to do retrospective, after action review they call it. Yeah. So if your team say, maybe we will skip retro, say no. In the army they do not skip even in the army they do not skip it. So and I started to search more, and I found this quote of General Gordon Sullivan, who was chief of staff in U.S. Army in 1990s, a very cool guy, and he said that I believe that one of the single most important innovations of the past 20 years, one of the keys to our age today, not super B technology, not super B training programs, but actually after action review. And I thought, okay, probably I'm doing something right if they say this is super important. And then I found this Harvard Business Review article about OPFOR. This is elite forces in US Army. It's an opposite force that are trained Blue for, different brigades. And they are always have a smaller number in the work simulation, smaller number of staff. They have all the equipment, they have less ammunition, and they win competition after competition. And they say that the reason for our consistent success is the way we use after-action review. It's the way they use, because everybody uses after-action review in the army, but the way we use it. So this is the reason. And then I will not talk about it for the sake of time, how they use it, but I really encourage you to search for after-action review, Harvard Business Review, and you can get a lot of learnings on how to do retro differently.